Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, back again with another live show, and I think I finally addressed the network congestion issues, so you should be able to see me and hear me okay. Again, if you're watching this at approximately 6:41 p.m. New York City time, then this is a live show. So I got several things to talk about today. One thing that I will be bringing to my website, IrixGuy.com, is a tutorial for extending your Wi-Fi range. So it's easy to cut in and out, and I attribute a lot of my previous connectivity issues to Wi-Fi intermittently going in or out. So this live show obviously is functioning as a test of the intermittent network issues that I was encountering. So it'll be interesting to see if this if that has cleared that. So let me know if the audio and or video flakes in or out during this live broadcast. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. I got a lot of things coming. Unfortunately, I totally missed it with the drones. My assumption was that we would have seen rather the Mavic Pro 2 and or the Phantom 5 by now, and we have not. So that's been an extreme disappointment, and I don't know. At this point in time, I don't know if we're going to see those this year, and that's unfortunate. And again, it's like many of y'all have said, we're dealing with a situation here where DJI does not have any competition. So, why should they have to invest time and money and create something new if what they already have is selling great and they don't have to money? So, hopefully somebody will step up to the plate soon and really make them fast track their innovation. But right now we're stuck with what we got, which are great drones. I love the Phantom 4. It's still my favorite drone on the market today. So with that being said, hey Robert, welcome aboard. So far all good, great. Yeah, that's good to know, because I've had major problems with my live stream here the past few shows that I had, and it was disappointing, because I would go to basically no audio and video. It's horrible. But got that straightened out, and again, I think the network is the enhancements that I've made to the network have worked. So yeah, got a lot of people tuning in here. Let's see. What are y'all excited about? Are y'all excited about the new Apple updates that are coming? We're going to see. We're going to have iOS 11, and we're going to have the new watchOS coming out, and and also Mac OS 10 High Sierra, which is going to be that's something I'm personally excited about, is OS 10 High Sierra, because it's really going to be one of the first major updates to Mac OS 10 in a while. At least it appears to be so on paper, at least. So that ought to be exciting. I got a lot more grilling videos coming soon. Just a ton of stuff coming soon. Going to YouTube Space in New York, so hopefully I'll be capturing a lot of cool footage while I'm at YouTube Space. So stay tuned for that. I plan to do that here in a few within the next month or so. So that ought to be cool. Yep, so far the connection is holding strong. This is a good thing. Got a lot of people tuning in here. Yep, no connectivity issues so far. Now, I know the audio is not as good. Actually, I'm using the built-in audio microphone rather in the laptop. Typically, I use a pro quality mic, but I'm just using the built-in. So, it'll be interesting to see how that's performing. Surprisingly, with this current version of Wirecast that I'm running, my CPU utilization right now is only 20%. Now, obviously, I'm not doing live chroma key, because if I was, it would consume a little bit more. But yeah, we're still green on the network status, so it's fantastic. Yeah, so after this Robert says DJI not at Interdrone. Strange, you don't think? Yeah, it's something is up. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, but yeah, something's definitely up with DJI. It's almost like they've decided that they don't have to. Well, again, they don't have any competition, so why should they? I mean, I would hope. I wish they would still innovate, but they're not. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Yeah, this is really good here. Let's see the live stream. Probably probably not a great time to do a live stream. About 6:47 p.m. New York City time on a Saturday, so this is not optimal. But still, we got quite a bit of viewers in, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I want to find here on IrixGuy's Adventure Channel, I'm always looking for the latest and greatest technology, or you know any sort of thing along those lines. And drones, they were definitely when they first came out, they were something super unexpected and super cool. So I'm curious, what do y'all think is going to be the next big thing as far as technology is concerned? I mean, we've already, the drones, we've seen them, they're getting better, but what's going to be the next big thing? Mike says, I was super disappointed with the Mavic Platinum. Yeah, Mavic Pro, that was a joke. Mavic Pro Platinum, and then the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian. I mean, who cares if the drone's a little bit quieter? I mean, they didn't give a camera upgrade or anything. There was no real incentive for someone to want to get the new drone. I wouldn't even consider it to be an upgrade. I mean, who cares if it's quieter? I mean, it's not. At least as a hobbyist, I'm not concerned about noise. I mean, I'm flying in a safe and responsible location, so I don't know what difference a little bit less noise would make. I mean, that's just kind of silly. So, yeah, those. But again, that's if you look at it from a business perspective, the Mavic Pro Platinum and the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian, it was a convenient way to make old parts look new again. Put a different paint color on it, put some new decals on it, and sell it as something new. So from a business perspective, I mean, it makes sense. Make something look new, make people see it, and they want something just because it's something new. But there's really, as far as tech's concerned, there's a minimal amount of changes, and I wouldn't even call the changes improvements necessarily. Robert says, when it is whisper quiet, then it will matter to me. Well, that's true. If you've got something that's super quiet, it kind of, I guess it enhances the cool factor of it a little bit. Instead of sounding like a bunch of bees flying around, you've got something that's quieter. I mean, it's kind of neat. But then again, it's kind of neat when they make noise and people can people can hear it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Mike says ditto, talking about the whisper quiet. So do y'all think? I know I've been totally incorrect, but do y'all think we'll see an actual new drone from DJI this year, a Mavic Pro 2 or a Phantom 5, or maybe something, possibly something completely unexpected? I mean, I missed it. I mean, I really did with the call saying that we're going to see something in August. I guess technically we did see something, but it was something that amounted to a bunch of nothing. And the Mavic Pro Platinum and the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian. But I don't know. I mean, it's just bring us something new. Come on. The DJI. Robert says yes, in time for Christmas. I mean, surely they'll come out with something in time for Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do they even need to? I mean, it's just frustrating because it's kind of like, they put out the Spark, and that was definitely something totally new. But again, it didn't give us 4K videos, so maybe hey, maybe we'll see a Spark with a 4K camera. Who knows? I mean, that's another possibility. And then again, we may see nothing at all, and it may be next year. But I mean, the thing is, the first few months of the year are always weird for new product releases, and and also weird for advertising. First part of the year is just kind of everybody spends all their time and money and energy building up to the holiday season, and then January rolls around. It's just like everything falls off the cliff for a few months. So I don't know. I'm really confused. I don't know if we're going to see a new DJI drone this year or not. But yeah, let's see. So anything y'all are excited about? Have you heard of any new drones that may be coming out? Not necessarily DJI drones, but maybe a new company that's not really big on the map in a big way yet. Okay, and just touching base again, I see a lot of people coming in, and so far this live stream, I'm hoping y'all aren't experiencing any hiccups, but according to my control panel or control interface here, it looks like everything is still consistently strong. So hopefully I got the network issues resolved. I've been troubleshooting infrastructure issues for several weeks now, and I finally decided that I was going to just spend a lot of time and fix it, and I think I did. It was a good feeling. Jason says, yeah, they managed to fit a 4K 60 in the new iPhone. You know what's funny? That is one of the iPhone 8 Plus, and then also the iPhone 10, the 4K 60. Yeah, that's a great point. If they can fit that tech in such a small package, why couldn't they put 4K 60 in, say, a DJI Spark? I mean, they should be able to, I would think. Obviously, that's Apple versus DJI, but Apple and DJI, from a design perspective, are very similar companies, in my opinion. Design and marketing and everything. Nate Sarog says, just got my $180 Spark that was fluke on Amazon. Now need to buy a charger. That's pretty cool. Mike R., I was considering upgrading from Phantom 4 to Mavic, but not till they offer something really new on the Mavic. My honest opinion, man, is that, well, obviously the Mavic Pro, you're getting a more portable, it's lighter, it's smaller, it's more convenient to travel with, but also you're getting something that, and I, how well will it hold up for the long haul, I don't know, but when you fold and unfold, in real world scenario, I wonder how many times that Mavic Pro can be folded and unfolded before it starts to wear out. I don't know if anybody's experienced that yet with theirs, but yeah, the biggest pain point, man, I would say stick with the Phantom 4, because the Phantom 4, and obviously this live show and my other live show, Epic Drone Show, the intros and the outros I filmed with the Phantom 4, and it's just, it tops out at 4K 30, but it's just so rock solid. You don't have to do the tap to focus, and it's just such a good. It flies great, films great. I mean, it's. I don't know. It'd be hard for me to recommend anything other than the Phantom 4 at this point in time. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion, and I know there's some advantages to the. Well, obviously, when you step up to the Phantom 4 Pro, you're getting 4K 60, but the pain point that comes along with that is that troublesome tap to focus requirement. So if you fail to tap to focus, then you could fly what would be a perfect flight for video, and then land only to discover that your video was out of focus. Yeah, the Phantom 4 is hard to beat. I mean, it really is. And I think that's why we're seeing, well, I mean, they got the 4 Pro now, but we're seeing that same basic form factor. DJI's keeping that as a dominant drone for as long as they can. But It's really troublesome that we haven't seen GoPro come out with something new. I know GoPro Fusion is supposed to come out soon, and I think there's also a GoPro Hero, rumors of GoPro Hero 6. So, maybe that Hero 6 will have 4K 60. I would be shocked if it didn't. And on another front, curiously enough, Sony just unveiled a series of new handy cams. And there for a while, I was using the FDR AX100 for for my primary when I was doing my field test videos, this, that, and the other. It was my primary camera. Well, they released an FDR AX700, and they didn't put 4K 60 in it. Why in the world did Sony not include 4K 60 in the new camcorder? So that was really really bizarre in my opinion. Let's see. Nate's Rog says, do you fly your Spark much? Or would you have bought it knowing what you know now? Well, to be frank, lessons learned. The Spark really excels from a portability perspective. Therefore, I don't really see the need for the controller because it's just adding more size and more weight to the travel kit. If it had 4K, I could see the value of having the controller because you could get those longer range flights, obviously flying line of sight to be safe and responsible. But just to have something that you can conveniently pick up, throw in the bag along with other gear, I think the lesson learned from the Spark is that, as it currently sits with its current camera configuration without a 3-axis gimbal, use it for what it's intended to be. Just get the base package, fly it with your smartphone, use the active track feature. That was a feature that I was most impressed with the Spark. The small travel size, the small travel weight, being able to pull it out of the backpack or whatever, and just have it follow you around, because the battery life's not that great. And that's another reason I don't like having the, flying the Spark with the controller, because you only have so long. And, as you know, when you're trying to land, especially if you're on a boat or something that starts rocking, when you've got a battery that doesn't offer a lot of flight time, if you have to make those corrections when you're trying to land, maybe 1 or 2 landing attempts, it can get really hairy. So, for that reason, I look at the Spark as I'd like to call it a pocket drone. Just something super small, get it to follow you around, get you some B-roll footage, to go in, if you're filming the rest of your project in 4K Ultra HD, at least the 1080p. I will say the 1080p video quality on the Spark is quite good. And if you mix it in to, say, a 4K video project, like say I'm doing a travel video and I've been filming the Sony Alpha in 4K 30, and that's primary content within my video, but say I threw some 1080p from the Spark in there, up converted to 4K, it doesn't look bad. Obviously nowhere close to the quality of a Phantom 4, but to be able to have the convenience of something so small and so lightweight, it can definitely add value to a video project, even though it doesn't do 4K with the current version. So interesting stuff. Hammerdoc, which one, Phantom 4 or Pro? Dude, check out my website. Go to the drone store, IrixGuy.com, and I would go with the Phantom 4, man. The 4 Pro is going to bring you 4K 60, but it's also going to bring you the tap to focus requirement. Maybe that's not an issue, but yeah, I mean check out my website, man. I've got all the drone models there, and if there's anything in particular that you're looking for, shoot me a message. Facebook fan page, facebook.com/IrixGuy, and I'll be happy to try to find links for you. Jacob says, has Unique come out with anything new? Well, the last new thing that I saw from Unique was the last new thing that I'm not trying to be a basher or anything, or a DJI fanboy, but when I got my hands on the Typhoon H, that was, unfortunately, that was more than enough for me. It was not, I did not enjoy it, and and it was just, it wasn't a good experience. The camera quality wasn't good. The thing looked cool, but the controller was massive, and the drone itself was massive. When you compared the travel size and weight to say a Phantom 4, it was significantly less convenient to travel with. So I don't know. They just, I want there to be competition, but at least my experience with the Unique has just not been. It hasn't been sophisticated like DJI products feel, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been following them. I tell you, one that did fall off the radar was what was the name of that company? 3DR. They released 3DR Solo. I feel bad for them because they came out. That was a company that they tried to, because apparently they had some tech from GoPro that they could use in their product, and they came out before the GoPro Karma came out, so they had a lot of people had the false perception that it was the GoPro drone, and it was not GoPro's drone. It was a drone that had special connectivity to GoPro cameras, but it wasn't the actual GoPro drone. And that was the other thing, man. That GoPro Karma, that still hurts. How bad they failed. I wish. Why doesn't GoPro just try again? I mean, do y'all not think it's silly that they didn't just scrap the Karma design and come out with something new? I mean, it's not a bad thing to acknowledge failure. I mean, it's sometimes a good thing. It's like, well, this product was not what we intended it to be. It was poorly perceived. Let's start over. We've got a rock solid brand with a customer centric image. Let's start over. Let's acknowledge our failure and create something better. But so far they haven't done it. It'd be really cool if GoPro came out with a brand new drone for Christmas, and that's definitely something that could kick DJI into high gear to innovate and come out with a new drone, Mavic Pro 2 or Phantom 5. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Is the IrixBear on live? Yep, this is a live show. If you're watching this at approximately 7:03 p.m. New York City time, this is a live show, so I can see your comments in real time here. Hammerdoc, I've got the Phantom 4 and use my Mavic and Spark more. That's an interesting point. Do you do a lot of? Is that due to the portability aspects of the smaller ones, or is it because you prefer the smaller drones over the Phantom 4 for some reason? Jacob says, I want to see GoPro try again. I do too. And what I'm hoping when GoPro releases GoPro Fusion, maybe that will prompt them to create a new drone that's designed to carry the Fusion. Or better yet, why doesn't GoPro just create a drone? Because I know they wanted to sell the Karma as a flying mount for the GoPro. But what if they just stepped outside of their own box and created a GoPro drone that has an integrated camera? So, it wouldn't have to be a modular camera. Modular would be better. But why not just create something rock solid? I mean, they could do it. And, another company that a lot of people may not be aware of, and I haven't personally used their products yet, but they seem to get some good praise, is a company called YI, Y-I, that makes like a GoPro clone, I guess I would say. But they've gotten a lot of very positive praise, and I think they've even got a 4K 60 camera now. But if a company like that came out of the woodwork and created a drone with a really nice integrated camera, that could be pretty cool. Yeah, Jason says, I'd love to see a company give DJI a run for its money. And it makes me wonder if there's a reason why some of the big players like Apple and Google and Microsoft, why they haven't entered the drone arena. Are they still afraid of the uncertainties associated with overregulation when it comes to drones? Or is there another reason why they don't want to get involved with it? I mean, it just seems to me that it would just be something cool. I mean, I don't know. Hammerdoc says that's because they had someone else design it for GoPro. Oh, so the GoPro drone wasn't designed by GoPro? Hammer Doc says, just use them as a hobbyist. Very cool. Yeah, same here, man. I mean, it's a fun hobby, and it's one of those things that came out of nowhere. I used to do the not really big time, but in the past I did do some RC cars. Never really got into RC airplanes because they were too expensive. I was afraid I'd crash them, but I guess drones would. I did radio controlled boats. Those were fun. Drones were just something new. I mean, take it out, basically flies itself. Great camera. It's just these things still drive me crazy. Yeah, Hammer Doc says, what about Alltel Robotics? What about Alltel Robotics? Now, Alltel Robotics, they're the company. If you're familiar with CES, Consumer Electronics Show 2017, they're the company that had this just what seemed to be an amazing drone, and modular camera. I think one of the camera options, I'd have to look at all the specs. It's been a while, and I've kind of gotten rusty on what all they were touting. But it's like they had that at CES 2017, and I haven't heard anything from them. Did they go bankrupt? Did they scratch the idea? I mean, what happened? It's just kind of crazy. Rugby Footballer says, what are the commercials I hope Bud Light is paying you? Huh, interesting. Where are you live from? I am live from, I don't know, where am I today? And I move around so much. On the East Coast of the USA, at least today. So yeah, Alltel. That's interesting. What is going on with Alltel? And are there other Alltels out there? I know, well, not other Alltels, but other companies like Alltel that are trying to step up and compete. What's interesting about Alltel from a pure cosmetic perspective, they closely mimic the look of a DJI Phantom, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, there's products that can be designed to emulate something that's very popular, and maybe that's one of their delays. Maybe that's why we haven't seen the new drone yet. Maybe there's some, and I don't know if this is the case, but I mean, just looking at it from a pure design perspective, it would be easy for someone to say, "Oh, that's a DJI Phantom," and it's not. So I wonder if there's any sort of concerns there with releasing the new drone. Maybe they've got to go through all their legal hoopla and this, that, and the other to make sure they're not infringing upon any sort of patent or anything. So, I mean, that's another theory as to why we haven't seen the new Alltel drone. Jacob says, were you ever affected by the hurricane in Florida? Fortunately, man, I wasn't, but that's just because I was out of the area. I hope nobody here was, because that was a horrible hurricane. Hammer Doc says, what about the Ghost 2? What is the Ghost 2? I've never even heard of the Ghost 2. Maybe I can Google that. Let's see. Let's see. Ghost drone. Huh. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I've never seen one of those. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really know anything about it, man. Cool. Something new. The Ghost. Well, I think it's safe to say the live stream, unless y'all been interrupted yet, I think I've fixed my network infrastructure issue. This is still going. It says I'm streaming at let's see, 2054 kbps. I'm really loving this, and I still owe y'all the tutorial on how I do the live stream, especially when I'm in the studio where I do the chroma key and stuff, because yeah, I've really enjoyed this Wirecast 8 software. It's really cool because I mean I can throw in, and it's something I haven't done yet. It's got these enhanced, these really cool title effects. So I'll be able to throw in all types of lower thirds when you're watching like a news channel and the name of the person speaking, of the journalist comes up. That's called a lower third. I can fly those in. I can fly in other content. So I'm going to really, now that I've got the network infrastructure issues resolved, I'm really going to work on jazzing up these live shows. Yeah, Jacob says, yeah, you're still good on my end. Very cool, man. Very cool. So that's why I haven't had as many live shows recently, because I was so irritated by the quality of the network connection. So good deal. Yeah, this is great. So what else? Any cameras or anything y'all are excited about, or anything? Let's see. Anything cool? Hammerdoc says, I'm headed south in November from New England. New England, very good. It's probably stereotypical, but I don't mean anything bad by saying it, but I love New England clam chowder. It's my favorite. That's my favorite thing, man. Love the seafood up there in New England. Y'all got some of the. What's funny, y'all got some of the best seafood, but then you go down to the Gulf Coast, like in the Panhandle of Florida, and then down in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, in Alabama, and the food down there is excellent, but it's it's so different the way y'all prepare y'all seafood up in New England. Just some good stuff, man. It is really good. Man. Let's see here. Do you think everything's kind of slowed down with all the drone regulations? Do you think they're hitting a point to where they're tired of dealing with it? Or do you think we're gonna continue to see enhanced over-regulation of drones? And not that necessarily it's a bad thing, but I think we're so just lighten up on the stuff. I think it's deterred a lot of people from becoming part of the hobby. People falsely assume that it's a bad thing, and it's not, if they're flown safely and responsibly. Yeah, this is oh cool. There's a stream health setting here in stream health is excellent, so it says. It's very cool. Yeah, YouTube's really done a lot for their live streaming piece. Cause see, when I'm reading y'all's comments, I'm in like a I'm in a interface where the live streaming interface where I can see your comments and then I can see the stream health, and then I go out to Wirecast, which is where I can do. I'm not doing chroma key now. I'm just doing just regular camera, but it's yeah, this so far so good. I hope this stays like this. Yeah, the warm let's see, warm water there, cold water up here. Yeah, and that definitely the water temperature when it comes to the type of seafood you can catch it really makes a difference. So, yeah, very cool stuff. And I'm playing with some other features here in the YouTube interface. Send a super chat. I've never used super chat. I don't know if y'all see that or not down below the comments. Let's see, there's emojis on here. I can do emojis in the chat. Let's see what's in here. Huh, that's pretty neat. I don't know who Brian Rose is. What's my next? HammerDoc says, what's my next upgrade from a cell phone to a camera for YouTube? So if you want to jump, now are you going to be primarily doing, well, obviously if you're doing YouTube, you'd be doing videos, but are you looking for something that's both stills and videos, or do you just care for video only? Because that'll really that can steer you one way or another when it comes to cameras. I've got a lot of rock solid suggestions though. And then also, is there a particular budget that you're looking at? Oh yeah. For video. Okay. So you're looking for video. Do you have a preference as to, what price range are you looking at? What would be the maximum amount you'd want to spend for a camera? Let's see here. Let's see. This is a good. Let me get you a link here. Be just a second. I'm getting that link for you, man. Let's see. So this one, Sony is just rock solid, and I would definitely check this one out. There's a link right there, man. Check that out. The thing I like about Sony is that I can get consistently excellent color saturation, and the autofocus works quite well. And that particular one has balanced optical stabilization, which they often refer to as BOSS, but it does a really good job in my opinion. Yeah, we got let's see, good stuff going here. Well, wow, we're 40 minutes into this live show, and it hasn't crashed yet, so that's really good. Hopefully this trend will continue with the network here. So anything else big brew in here y'all want to chat about while we're still live? Surprisingly, this camera that I'm using right now for this live broadcast, this is just the camera's built into the 2017 MacBook Pro, so it's quite decent for what it is. A lot of people have complained they didn't put a 1080p camera in it, which I think that's kind of silly, but I guess really if you think about most streaming, unless you're on a super fast network, you're probably going to be 1080p is probably kind of pushing it. So well, good stuff, everybody. Stay tuned for the next live show. I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. I appreciate y'all's viewership. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. YouTube.com/IrixGuy, and check out my website, IrixGuy.com. You can find all the drones, drone accessories, cameras, and a whole lot more there. And if you can't find what you're looking for, always feel free to shoot me a message on my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/ facebook.com/IrixGuy. Thanks for watching, and let's see, y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.